First things first, let me lay it down. Young indigo nigga here to take the crown, so you can wait around if you like to. Spiteful, heart full of hate, no eighth to get hyped to. Doubt can relate to I, the most high fool, cause I rule what I do. World domination each step, it could be vital. You ain't on a rise, advise, don't be our rivals. The light of facts lift, let your soul lift.
Peace, brother Black Dot, rocking out Hotel 365. You already know what it is. Author, writer, poet, MC, keeping it real. You know what I'm saying? Straight from the Boogie Down Bronx. Hotel 365.
So we going in on hip hop. Y'all ready to deal with sound?
Yes. Yes.
Vibration?
Yeah.
Frequency?
Yes.
Some metaphysics?
Yes.
Some serious high science?
That's right.
Some current events?
Yep.
You ready for that?
Yeah.
Y'all ready to go to the next level?
Do it.
Huh?
Yeah.
Listen, y'all give it up for this brother. Y'all stand up. Let's give him some love in LA from the West Side. Let's give him some love. All the way from the Bronx. Y'all give it up. Huh? Huh? Yes. We opening up the portal even more tonight, brothers and sisters.
Can y'all hear me? Beautiful, beautiful. I want to say I'm honored to be here on the West Coast. From the minute I touched down, it's been nothing but love, and I've been embraced by my family on this coast. And I think it's very important that we show love, because what we do and what I do is unique in the sense that the way I'm going to bring it to you, I just want you to buckle your seatbelts, because we're going to be a little all over the place. If you've never heard me, live, put a lecture on. First of all, elders, I need permission to speak. Elders, thank you. Where are my manners? I'm just so hyped. Y'all gotta forgive me. I'm so hyped to be here. I want to thank Brother Siddiqui and his entire crew for welcoming, including his baby girl. Where baby girl at? Oh man, she's been welcoming more than anybody. Every time I leave the car and come back, she go, hey! His queen, the DJ, to the brothers that I've already known here, like Brother Tony B. Conscious, who I've known for years, Brother Sabir Bey, who I've known for years, and just everybody else out here, my man Dak Kid 179, who I've known from the East Coast. I thank you, of course, the Reverend Mary Bakar. Say it again? Mary Kara, my bad. All right. But you know my intentions is good. He opened his arms to me and I had to just sit down like I was 9 years old. He started speaking and you could just feel the wisdom. I just sat there like, yeah, okay. He gave me permission, so I want to thank the KRST Center for opening their doors for me. Now, with that being said, I want to talk about the transformation of consciousness through the use of the sacred word and the alchemy of sound. We heard the drummers. The drummers open up a vortex in here. That drum is special and unique to us. It is ours, starting with the first heartbeat. And as we talk about hip-hop and the reemergence of the drum, that's all hip-hop was. They took all them instruments out of the classrooms in the Bronx in the early 70s, looked like Vietnam. They had dropped the bomb somewhere. So you had police corruption, you had, just poverty. And the last bit of something we had were those art classes and those dance classes and those drum classes. So when they took that away from us, we had to reinvent ourselves, so to speak. Because when you take something precious away from people, they can either wither or adapt to the situation so that we can move on. We cannot live without the drum. They banned that drum on them slave plantations because that drum is a language within itself. We started beating that drum, slave masters' heads, rolling in the field. And they didn't know it at first, and they figured out, wait, hold on. Every time they start rocking with this drum, it seemed like, you know, the warriors started lining up slave masters' heads on, so they banned those drums. But you can't ban the heartbeat. It is what it is. So our transformation through time, we've lost a little bit of things and we gained, and the drum became something we had to reinvent. Using hip-hop, just like our ancestors would use animals to map certain parts of the sky, things of that nature. So we remember when we came back around, this had certain characteristics, so we would use the ram or the bull or the scorpion or things of that nature. And that was to reference what we had in nature around us to remind us. So as we came back around 25,000 years, we knew what time it was, and we would never lose the sense of who we was. So for me, I use hip-hop. So I don't care if you're talking quantum physics. I am looking for the hip-hop angle within quantum physics so that I can process it and understand it. No different than Brother A.A. Rashid, who has a Kabbalistic view of things. He can find things Kabbalistically you couldn't find in 100 years. He broke down the Django movie Kabbalistically. Just things that, because that's the lens in which he sees things, or those who deal with things astrologically, they're looking for the astrologic connection to things they see. So some of the connections will be loose connections, but don't become a literalist. I'm not trying to create a pseudoscience out of hip-hop. I'm just showing you the angles in which I can understand it. And all right, the elders of hip-hop, all right. I know that's not my people back there. I know that's my people. All right, the elders of hip-hop in relation to the sacred word and the alchemy of sound. We have an eldership in hip-hop now. Hip-hop is 40 years old, or this version of hip-hop. I want to be clear, hip-hop is nothing new. It's been around for thousands of years. We've had that drum. We've had sacred writings. The pictures are worth thousands of words. Our ancestors were so advanced, they just put pictures up and said, you figure it out. It's going to tell you the entire story. Right? The way we danced in those geometrical format, we just brought it back. Walk like an Egyptian. All right? We could make it rain, right? By the way we danced. Celebration is a part of who we are. New baby born in the village, we celebrate. That drum is going. Get ready to go to war. That drum is going. And the oracle. All right? It's usually the elder in the village because they retain most of the knowledge. Right? When I want to know something about my mother, I didn't go to my mother. Because she got her own little twist on the story. I went to grandma, right? Because grandma retains most of the information. So those are the four basic elements of hip-hop. To the spirit world. That's what our ancestors said. Music is the doorway to the spirit world. That's why the drum and all those acoustic sounds was important. Now you know and I know that you wouldn't let a child open that door. All right? My mother used to say, listen, if Jesus knock on the door, you better not open it. Or she would say, if Jesus call you, and I call you, you better come see what I want. All right? So it's the same thing with music. If you have not been initiated into the power of sound. See, our ancestors just didn't give the youth drums and send them out and say, go have a good time, because those doorways been open. And not everything coming in is friendly. There's hostile entities want to get in and they want to party too. Okay? And they need hosts. Let's not get crazy. This is what this is. So you had to be initiated into the science of sound. Magic through our sound. We the high priest. Lil Wayne is a high priest. I don't care if you like him or not. He sit up there and command 75,000 people using just his acoustics and his voice. That's power. We all possess that power. We all have that heartbeat. We all can beat that drum. We can all use the throat chakra. Alright? Why do you think Jay-Z's albums is the blueprint, this? Because that's the throat chakra. It's blue. And he's using that magic through the throat chakra to get it popping. Okay? Let's be clear. This is what's going on with this. So music is the magic. They know it. They can't really create the magic. Now don't get me wrong. I mean, you can teach somebody how to play music, but there's something called the hidden sound. And you have to have that third ear. You have to have that melanin to pick it up. See, but this is what they hear. Boom, bat, boom, boom, bat. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. We hear all the hidden beats. That's where the magic take place, in the hidden beat, not the beat. I can spin through that, and I'm right back on time because I can hear the hidden beat, beat on top of beat, that part of the beat. They're always trying to literally analyze from a linear perspective what sound is, of audio and visual. Back in the day, you would hear a song, and everybody would have a different interpretation of what the song meant. So you would hear a song by Al Green or the Temptations, whatever, and everybody, because your imagination would be at work. All right, so no two people would have the same real meaning. Then they came out with the video. And the video told you what the song was about. Now every time you hear the song, subconsciously you playing the video in your head. So they just eliminated your whole imagination with that. That's called mind control. All right, and I get it. Michael Jackson, the Thriller video was crazy. I get it. Goons, goblins, and demons and all that. But it shifts the consciousness of the people. All right, and they gave them another avenue to control you. I'm going to talk about how they putting the cart in front of the horse now, and they're using your magic to do it. Y'all all right? Yeah. A team of people to do my dirty work. It is what it is. What I mean by that is this. Most of those rappers that come out on those videos, they don't own all that stuff. But they put it in the video, right? To put it in your mind because you're the one with the magic. Then by the third video, they own all of that. So they're able to put the cart in front of the horse with your help and your agreement. All right, so 10 million people is watching a Rick Ross video, and he don't own none of that. By the third video, he owns it all because your imagination made it possible for him. You're locked into his reality. And he writes his reality, it seems like every 2 weeks. His correction officer, he just turned the page and started writing a new program. Did he want to be Rick Ross? Turn the page, nice big move, meets Larry Hoover, Tupac's back. He's everybody. Priest is the artist now. They control millions of people. And I've always said they don't need to control millions anymore. They need to control one who has control over millions. So your favorite rapper is no longer just providing music. He's telling you what to eat, what to wear, what's hot, what's not, how you should treat your girl. Your favorite rapper's telling you all of this. He's the high priest now. And the club is the temple. That club be rocking. There's 70,000 people in there chanting the same thing. That's an affirmation. I'm getting ahead of myself. All right, meditation became the new video magic. Right? When your ancestors told you to hold an image of what it is you want in focus with deep meditation, now the video takes care of that. All you doing is meditating or watching other people's video and helping create their reality. Language, and we get into words and things of that nature and the power of the word. For the mundane, when you see just the word hip-hop, it may be, all right, dancing, craziness, this, that. But when the teacher decided to tell you that it meant her infinite power helping oppress people, that literally changed the dynamics on how you see the word. This is called the plus degrees. This is adding on to just telling you it's some surface. Surface stuff is the exoteric. The teacher giving you the esoteric breakdown, her infinite power. He said hip is to know and hop is the movement. So now you have knowledge, which of course is spiritual, and the movement is something you do physical. So you have your higher self and your lower self working in unison. This is what hip-hop is. Now, did he know this is what hip-hop was when he started it? Probably not. But he sat back and know how our ancestors do things and lay things out and decided to give you some advanced degrees so that now when you see the word hip-hop, it'll have a different meaning. And that's when hip-hop came out, 1973. And he didn't just come out with wah, wah. He had philosophy with what he dealt with. He was an extremely advanced being. You need to restudy Bruce. And Bruce, he had a little hip-hop in him too. This, oh, that's hip-hop. That ain't Chinese. Taste that blood. Oh, he was doing some crazy stuff that just was hip-hop in 1973. But he had the philosophy with his art form. In 1986, KRS-One, 86, 87 shows up with my philosophy, fusing our art form with philosophy. And then Wu-Tang showed up and merged all three, karate, hip-hop, and philosophy. This showing you that our ancestors are out here doing the work. Again, back in them days when we was hearing those drums, the way we were hearing them and seeing them art forms and things of that was taking place, it was realigning our DNA. Our DNA, as we know, holds all the history to who we are as a collective. Now, certain aspects of our DNA may go dormant for long periods of time, and it only takes something to reactivate. All right? I am because we are. Right? So everything my ancestors did is in my DNA somewhere. And the right environment, the right situation can bring it out. Just like you may not do drugs, but your mom's might have been a junkie. Right? And then something that happened in your life, a traumatic event, and next thing you know, you're doing drugs heavy. It was always there, but it lay dormant. Yeah. See, I could use you to do my slides, right? This is the model show. She's wearing some nice jeans, some nice sneakers, and her hair is nice and natural. There she go, put the spin move on. Give it up. We moved you from analog to digital. Now, everything in your life is digital. All right? We had the turntables back in the days. All right, 2 discs, 2 carbonated discs with a diamond, and it was rocking, spinning 360 degrees, opening up them vortexes. That energy was going, and the DJ would manipulate sound and things like that. He was literally manipulating sound with the way he was moving the record back and forth. And you know the point of the record, that's like a nipple. We can go in 30, 30, 30. We can go in on how the record was spinning 33 degrees to get it popping. But that's just my way of understanding that. All right? Kabbalistically speaking, you know, we're talking 3 pillars. The DJ had a speaker here, he had a speaker here, and he was in the middle. So we was forming the tree of life as we was doing that. Okay? Showing you we was doing magic and we didn't even realize we was doing it. Then they moved us off the analog and gave us the CD. It was the start of being a rap. Alright? Because we fell for it because it was convenient for me to just go to the song I really wanted to hear. I ain't gonna lie. I said, yo, the CD is cool. You can just go, you can skip out. Because before you had them tapes, the tapes was popping. And then if the artist wasn't really hot, you had to listen to 5 songs you really didn't want to listen to. So the CD came out and changed all of that. And we were happy. But they removed us from the real essence of sound. Because digital is sound. What it would sound like if sound was really sound. So it's not really sound. It's an interpretation of what sound would sound like. If it was sound. This is hip-hop decoded from its ancient origins to its modern-day nature. This is the original cover. I changed the cover because a young brother had read the book and he had got so inspired by what he read, and he was an artist. So I wanted to give him a chance to give me his interpretation of what, you know, he felt from the book, and that's why he came up with the other cover. I lost a lot of money behind that. We'll talk about that later. Because book dealers was like, yo, where's the original cover? Because there's so much magic on the original cover. You half homeboy, half hieroglyph. I wanted to show our brothers and sisters this is who you are. Even on the corner with your hat tilt back, if you want to get into who you really are, you're the greatness. This is the earth, air, fire, water. You know what I'm saying? The Kabbalistic breakdown in the back. He's standing out like this. Alright, square in a circle. On and on and on and on and on. And I put this cover out, and I thought it was over a lot of people's head. Not the conscious community, but a lot of people, so I kind of scaled it back. But this book is going to give you the esoteric breakdown, the occult science breakdown of what hip-hop is. And I wrote it 6 or 7 years ago, and I told my queen, it'll be 5 to 7 years before people catch on to what I'm talking about. Now I sell more books now than I did then. Alright, so it was a little ahead of its time, but I felt I had to do it. Alright, but this book is also telling you we have a problem. How can you solve a problem if you don't realize you have a problem? So that's why you go to the, to the AA. Hi, this is Black Dot. I'm a hip hop junkie. Hi, Black Dot. And you go and explain to them, what the problems are. All right. So this book was putting it in the face of America that we have a problem here. Now Okay, we're gonna get a little bit into neuro-linguistic programming. The way people talk, the reason Obama is rocking the way he rocking because of the way he sound, his tonation, you know what I mean, his facial expressions, his body expression, just like the good reverend. I've been to church and the good reverend will put it in, and when the bucket come around, I reach in my pocket and hey, that's a good sermon right there, right? So when Obama says, America, we don't have a change, and all that's neuralistic programming. He know what he's doing. He know when to add essence to what he's saying, and Jesus. It's not Jesus. None of them just say Jesus. They go Jesus because they know it's going to incite something from within you. So neuralistic programming gets into that. All right, the 7 powerful traits of neuro-linguistic programming. Passion. Got to be passionate about what it is you believe in. Your beliefs. Your strategy, I think I spelled that wrong, that's strategy. You know, put these presentations together a little bit. Clarifying the values, the energy, the bonding power, and the mastery of communication. 7 powerful traits for neuralistic programming. Still dealing with sound. Y'all still with me? Yeah. All right. Next. Neuralistic programming formula. Like I said before, know precisely the outcome, take massive action to achieve the outcome, notice quickly whether the outcome is working, change the approach as required to attain the outcome. That's right. Quick. Even Reverend Bigfoot will get off it quick. If it ain't working, send that bucket around there and he'll get on something else. They quick with this. Alright? So you too have to be quick, and if something is not working in your life, whether it's the nigga sitting next to you or none, you gotta move on. We in the quickening now. I don't have no time to waste with anything. We in the quickening. Ma, you with it or not? Okay, let's make it happen. Let's get this popping. If not, I don't want to waste my time. All right, and that's what's happening with the youth. They don't have any patience, as we spoke about. They want what they want it now, and you can't tell them nothing about it, and they're gonna go get it. And like I said, who am I to tell them that, you know, I'm not even 100 at cymatics. We've seen them play them harps, and that sand creates these different formations. The reason you are, the way you are is because the sound that's resonating from your body. Whether you like it or not. Alright, your whole physical being, your whole swag is the sound coming from your body. Because your body, everything that moves has sound. Something is very high and some sounds are very low. You just can't pick up, but they're there. So if you know somebody, this is what it is. If you extra heavy, that's the sound you rocking with right now. You gotta change your sound. Change the words coming out of your mouth. Change the people around you. The whole 9 yards. Change the vibration. Use higher keynote sounds in your everyday life. Write a whole new program. That's the way it works. All right? You always get people, they always like slow. They talk low. And they always got something negative to say. Get away from them people. Yes. They have a low vibration and low energy, and you don't want to sync up with that. Move out of the way. Let them do them. You know what I mean? They couldn't be fast if you tried. Let them do them. That's just what it is. Next. I never know where these slides are going. This is the beat I was telling you about. I just lay the beat out, and I'm trying to fill in the spots in between the beat. Music and DNA, we know that's critical. Alright? Your DNA can be changed by the music you listen to on a constant basis. That's why if you're pregnant, you got to be careful of what you're listening to. What harmonic tones that are reaching the baby. What you're humming. What you're thinking. The whole 9, which is nothing but a different form of sound anyway. Okay? All of this is critical. So when we heard them drums, them break beats, it was helping to realign my DNA. I knew something was up. This was magical. And the era before me, the jazz era, my pops was in the jazz. This and that. My pops played 13 instruments, self-taught. You know what I mean? He was also licensed to preach at 12. And he was a killer, but that's a side note. I say all of that to say, it was in his...
You broke down the 4 elements of hip-hop, but you forgot to break down the 5th. So I want you to explain to people about the beatbox and how beatboxing came into, you know, the cipher and the metaphysical aspects of it.
All right, well, according to Africa Bambaataa, the 5th element is knowledge. But understanding what KRS added the 5th element is beatbox, and he can do that because KRS-One is a master.
And he wasn't knocking what Bam did. He was just expanding upon the lessons. And you have to do that. You have to be able to take some of the elders' work and do your research. If you find that you can expand upon that, you got to be able to do that. A lot of people get scared. Oh no, he said that and I can't. And then we don't grow. So if Noble Drew Ali dropped the foundation of something and you can add on, you got to be able to stand on your square and build with that. So he's talking about the beatbox, and that's just the heartbeat. We didn't have equipment back in the days. You know what I'm saying? After we saw the elders and Kool Herc and them had the massive sound systems, we didn't have that. So we had to improvise. So it was always a brother in the clique who can play anything. He can really get it in, and we would sit around that brother, and he would be the actual, musician at that time. And that's just going to show you that you are hip-hop. You are the temple of hip-hop. So you don't need nothing external. Everything we did external was just an extension of us. When we came out with the drum machine, that was just an extension of what we could create internally. So we made the drum machine, and some of these brothers was masters with this drum machine.
As far as conscious rappers being signed, do brothers get at people like Jay-Z, Kanye, and ask them, are they trying to reach back and bring brothers in? Is that just a rap? It's just not going to happen?
It's a rap for that. They have a Luciferian agenda. They have their agenda and what they sign. And it's obvious by the ones you see them receiving most of the exposure. See, conscious rappers, my problem with conscious rappers is down low, on the low, they want to be Jay-Z. But they won't just come out and tell you that. They want to move thousands of records and bust down bottles of champagne too. Because they feel they deserve it. But that's not going to happen in the industry. Your best shot at that was in 86 to about 90. When KRS-One, X-Clan, Brand Nubians, Poor Righteous Teachers, when they all came in. And this is before the corporations figured out what was going on. This is before they had a program in place to counter all of that. And you know, when NWA dropped, it was a wrap. I said it, I know where I'm at. Gotta keep it 100. You know what I mean? So conscious rappers, right? They gotta get the support of their community. And conscious people don't spend no money. That's the problem. That's the problem. They want to talk all that frontline stuff, and you ask them to reach to support an artist, and they won't do it. Now, some of these conscious rappers also got to play the mind game. We need to rent Bentleys too. Rent them. We don't have to own them. Imagine your favorite conscious rapper coming down the hood in a smooth little Bentley. Little shorty leaning on him, right? But he's kicking some knowledge. Now the young brother home going, wait a minute, you mean I can kick knowledge and the truth, and I still can afford a Bentley? Yes.
Y'all give it up for Black Dot. Come on, give it up. Give it up, y'all. Yeah.